Hi everyone, Simon Keeley here, Monday the 23rd of July. Thank you again for watching. By you visiting the site, telling your friends about it, it means that we can present more adverts, which means that it generates more revenue for the site and it keeps it free of charge for everyone. So thanks for coming back. Kicking off this week with a look at the Japanese Met Agency model. This is issued every Friday, and this is the chart for week one. It's the 500 millibar flow centered on the northern hemisphere. British Isles is just under here. You can see the Iberian Peninsula sticking out here. Here's the eastern coast of the States and Canada. Now it's showing us above normal heights during the course of this week across the south of the country, below normal to the north, and the jet stream shifted back north across Scotland. Now this is consistent with most other models in that it's bringing this fine weather that we've seen around over the last couple of days and keeps it going through to the end of the week. But it's interesting to see how this model develops by the time we get through to the latter part of the month. Now I'm just going to have to zoom in on this one for you a little bit because the size of this chart isn't exactly wonderful. I thought I'd saved it properly, but of course meters don't exactly get on and I hadn't saved it correctly. So this is week 2, so this takes us from day 9, which is taking us from next Friday through to, so that's the 27th for the next week. So that takes us from the 27th of July through to about the 4th of August. And you can see what happens here. Look, heights above normal across Scotland and Northern Ireland. This is kind of indicating the area of high pressure building towards the north here, but below normal down towards the south. This, the breakdown taking place across the southern parts of the country. And then as we get in towards week 3 and week 4, let's just take that back to size. And there we go, something like normal. The final part, look, brings us back into normal height. So it actually brings normal conditions through the country. And this is kind of consistent with where we've been seeing things develop as we go into August. And starting to get a hint of a brief unsettled spell at the beginning of August, then turning drier, then going unsettled around about the 8th through to about the 14th or 15th before becoming more settled again after that. But the Japanese seem to have this pinned down at the moment. They've certainly been quite accurate in their forecasts over the last few weeks. But what of 2 days? Well, let me get those forecasts for you here. What I want you to notice is what happens towards the end of this week and into the beginning of August. This is from the ECMWF, and look, we've got a ridge of high pressure across the south of the country through today, lower pressure up towards the north. As I go through these, which are in 24-hour steps, there's midnight tonight, there's midnight on Tuesday going into Wednesday, and we've got this little area of warm air that just nudges northwards from the south. So that's the chart now looking forward towards Thursday, and we've got low pressure down to the south, this bringing out breaks of thundery rain across southeast England much later into Thursday and Friday. An old front though lying through northern England and southern Ireland, bringing some patchy rain there, but generally dry for many of us. Now for Friday it's all changed up. See this trough that's coming in from the west at upper levels, all together with this low at low levels too. Another area of low pressure across France, and as this upper area of cold air just slips across the top of this area across France, we'll find thundery outbreaks of rain developing. Now, big question mark is exactly where do these occur? It looks like there's going to be 2 main areas. There's going to be southern Scotland, northern England, Ireland, and then there's going to be another area across the far southeast. I'm not sure they're going to get into central areas of England and across Wales just at the moment, but it's something that we need to watch. Then by the time we get into Saturday, so we've got the trough across the whole of the country, cooler air coming south on this northwesterly flow. I think showers for many northern and western areas, fewer through central and eastern parts during the course of Saturday. And then for Sunday we stay with that north to northeasterly flow. I think further outbreaks of rain showing on that flow. And by the time we get into Monday of next week, look, cool northerly again, we've got some showers around, this cold pool over the top of us, so there will be showers breaking out. But then watch what happens. This cold pool slips back westwards across the country. So although we see scattered showers, it looks as if into the middle of next week, according to the ECMWF, we develop more persistent, heavier showers possibly across central and eastern parts of the country. And that's the chart for the 1st of August, and there's the second look with an area of low pressure developing over the top of us. That would make things much more unsettled at the beginning of August. Now, ECMWF kind of goes along with that idea, and you may remember a few days ago me talking about the Canadian model. It was the Canadian model that got this idea first of all of a thundery breakdown at the end of this week, which certainly looks like it's going to happen from about Friday onwards across the south of the country. But let's just see how the Canadian evolves over the coming days. So here's the chart for tonight, exactly the same for last night, sorry, exactly the same as the ECMWF. High pressure down to the south, low pressure up to the north, brisker southwesterly flow across northern areas. Here comes the trough in from the Atlantic, but overnight and through today we maintain high pressure across the south, more fine conditions there. Then as we head in towards the 25th, so getting into Wednesday, look, watch the area of low pressure developing here across Iberia. Here's the trough look at upper levels coming in towards the west, and there it is on Thursday. Low pressure down over northern parts of Iberia, a little bit of low pressure across France, but low pressure south of Iceland, and here's the trough coming through. Then into Friday, well, the low has become established, look, across the country according to the Canadian model. Excuse me, and this would bring probably heavier periods of rain across a more widespread part of England, Wales, Ireland and Scotland, and probably we would find that this area here is where the heaviest of the rain would be. Then as we head into the weekend, so we find low pressure and control of things. They're making far more of the area of low pressure. You may remember the ECMWF cleared it eastwards, but Canadians making far more of the area of low pressure and probably making more of an unsettled weekend with heavy periods of rain. And it looks as if that low hangs around into the beginning part of next week and into the start of August as well. Although by the 2nd of August, as you may remember, the ECMWF had a low pressure over the top of us, but the Canadian clears it away to the east. So from this, we have to make a decision as to how things develop once this thundery rain sets in at the end of the week. Which way do I think it will go at the moment? Well, the Canadian really has had this and has got it correct over the last week or so. So I'm tempted to lean into the Canadian idea of a thundery breakdown from Friday onwards. Some heavy periods of rain possibly through the course of this weekend and into the beginning part of August, and turning much cooler as well. I then think we might see a brief break in the weather from about the 5th to the 8th, which would be finer and sunnier. But then from about the 8th through to the 15th, we could go very unsettled once again, before improving for that last half of August. So that's the way that I see things developing at the moment. Now, I should just caveat the improvement at the last half of August. That doesn't mean fine and sunny and dry. That just means less rain. There will be dry conditions, but there will be some rain on some days as well. So that's where I think we're going at the moment. Thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and please do keep telling your friends about the site. Bye for now.